Such a childish, silly thing to say. This was a man who couldn't even bring himself to kill a chicken for dinner. A wave of tenderness washed over me, immediately followed by a pang of guilt for the secret I was keeping. My sweet, helpless husband couldn't possibly imagine that his wife had, in fact, killed many men. When Lilith finally lost her patience and started screaming at me through the secure comms unit, I told Nathan I had to end my vacation and get back to the office. We're already short-handed, and you dare to go off-grid for a week? Can you stop hovering over that house husband of yours for 5 minutes? She shrieked. I always thought you'd end up with someone from the life. I never figured you for the type to get lost in domestic bliss. I couldn't be bothered to argue. She would never understand this kind of happiness. Anything big on the horizon? I asked, a smile creeping into my voice. Our first wedding anniversary is next month. I want to buy him something really expensive. Bitch, Lilith muttered, before her tone turned sly. Actually, there is something. $1 million bounty, but it's already been claimed. I wasn't concerned. There aren't many people who can outbid me for a contract. You don't trust me? What she said next, however, sent a genuine jolt through me. The person who claimed it, she said, her voice dropping, is Orbit. Orbit, a name every killer knew, a legend, an insurmountable force. He wasn't loyal to any organization. His only allegiance was to the perfect execution of a mission. It didn't matter who the target was, or where they were hiding, a president, a warlord, another top-tier assassin. Orbit would complete the job within the given time frame. His own name carried the highest bounty on the dark web, a figure so astronomical no one even dared to accept the contract. His codename meant Path, and there was a saying among assassins, the world runs on orbits. Well, Orbit. When I was younger, I was arrogant. I once took a contract that Orbit had already claimed. I ended up watching from a distance as my targets had exploded from a perfect shot, fired from 600 meters away. I never even saw a shadow of Orbit. But things were different now. I was a married woman. I had a sweet, helpless husband to support. I decided to take it. I would at least try. The thought of competing with a killer of Orbit's caliber made my adrenaline surge. Besides, for some reason, Orbit had been taking very few jobs over the past year. Any mission that caught his interest had to be something special. Rumor had it he'd turned down a $5 million contract to take out a mercenary leader, claiming he needed to focus on his family and cut back on the rough stuff. No one believed it. The consensus was that he'd made so much money, he was planning a gradual retirement. Lilith started gossiping again. I heard he's got British blood. Are all you Brits so? I snapped the comms unit shut. I wasn't alone. Someone was following me. Without changing my pace, I altered my route, heading slowly toward Elwood Drive. Today's target was a gallery curator named Grant. He ran several art fund projects as a front for smuggling artifacts and laundering money. My client, an Indian-American art collector, had been one of his victims. Grant had convinced him to loan a collection of medieval paintings for a special exhibition. When the paintings were returned, nearly a third of them were forgeries.